The Toulambi, or Toulambe tribe, is an uncontacted indigenous group said to not be African, but the look and language says different. They are indigenous to Papua New Guinea, specifically in the Moro province of the island's mountainous interior. Their skin and features are 100% Afrocentric. The language syntax is even similar. They are often mistakenly associated with Africans due to their dark skin and traditional lifestyle, but they considered Melanesian, not African, but they are definitely descendants of Africa. Toulambi origins and location, region. The Toulambi are part of the Angu, Enga or Kuku peoples of Papua New Guinea. Discovery: Jean-Pierre Dutilleux filmed their first contact with outsiders in the early 1990s, though some sources suggest earlier encounters may have occurred. Appearance: their dark skin, tightly curled hair and minimal clothing have led to confusion with African tribes, but they are considered Melanesians, a group native to the Pacific Islands, but are distinctly African in resemblance. Why the confusion? Melanesians are said to genetically distinct from Africans, but the resemblance of language and cultural similarities are exact. They do share phenotypic traits like dark skin and curly hair, but this is, apparently, due to convergent evolution, a theory I strongly oppose. This has led to misidentification, especially in media portrayals that oversimplify their existence, but they are black, decent indigenous peoples, but the look is 100% African, and the language traces back to Africa and North American tribes. Cultural identity. The Toulambi live in remote, high-altitude forest regions, practicing subsistence farming, hunting, and gathering. Their first contact footage shows an African-looking tribe who were previously uncontacted. They react with awe and caution to modern objects like mirrors and matches, which they had never seen before. They are known for grass skirts, body ornaments, and ritual scarification similar to African tribal customs. Not African. What? The Toulambi are not considered African, but this theory is from 1973 and the genetic data of the pure black tribe's DNA has not been tested, so this dated hypothesis needs review. The Toulambi. They possess deep ecological knowledge, complex social structures and spiritual cosmologies rooted in their land. Their isolation is a choice and a protection, not a lack of development. Although their phenotype and ancestry is debated, the Black Melanesians are the ninely uncontacted tribe left on the continent, providing black indigenous sovereignty to a mislabeled and suppressed, original to the continent tribe. The resemblance of tribes like the Chukaramais and Toulambis to African peoples isn't coincidence, it's ancestral echo, and the effort to separate them from African lineage is part of a colonial occupation strategy that rewrites origin stories to suit supremacy narratives, even in archaeology and science. Black indigeneity, the hidden root of the Americas. Before Latin colonization, before European mapping, the Americas were already home to dark-skinned, curly-haired, forest-dwelling peoples, many of whom shared phenotypic traits with African tribes. These groups weren't migrants, they were ceremonial stewards, land-coded and cosmologically rooted in the soil of the Americas. The media's misrepresentation, editing footage, renaming tribes, avoiding skin tone references, is part of a systemic erasure of black indigenous presence. Why this truth is dangerous to empire. If black people are shown to be indigenous to the Americas, it shatters colonial timelines. It challenges the myth that Africans only arrived via slavery and instead affirms sovereign presence before conquest. It exposes how occupation relies on fragmentation, splitting African from indigenous, pigment from land, ceremony from history. The power of pigment logic. Tribes like the Chukaramais wear traditional clothing and paint. They wear black skin as ceremonial armor and blackberry paint to enhance the cultural heritage. Their remote nature, native silence, and choice of terrain are historical resistance. Their resemblance to African peoples is not just visual, it's ancestral, cosmological, and visually encoded to a dark-skinned family, regardless of the misplaced hypothesis. Thanks for watching.